as we look at all this Hunter Biden stuff, this Devin Archer, just a heads up, was Hunter Biden's business partner, close friend, supposedly, if you can be friends with someone like that. Business partner with Hunter Biden. Joe knew him. He testified behind closed doors today in the House. And because this is the big headline today, we're talking a lot about the corruption of the Biden family, which is wide-ranging. It's really, really bad. It's ugly. This is a family that's just as dirty as the Clinton family without any of the charm, apparently. And the more we find out, the uglier it is. This is a bad family. They've been using Joe Biden's positions of power to sell something for a very long time. I mean, we don't even know exactly what they're selling, but they're selling something, right? So Joe Biden's a crook, and we're thinking about this today because this is the headline. But is that the problem? Overall with the country. Okay, Democrats suck. Bunch of crooks selling out the country. Is that the problem in the country? Or are we the problem? Let me put it to you this way. Set politics aside for a minute. I have rabbits in my yard. They're not pet rabbits. They're these invasive rabbits. They show up and put holes in my yard, dig little holes in the bottom of the trees, tear up the wife's flowers. I have rabbits in the yard. Now, let me ask you something. Whose fault is that? Is that the fault of the rabbits, or is that my fault for not taking care of the problem? You see, a rabbit, it's just a dumb animal. Of course it's going to tear stuff up. That's all it knows how to do. If I haven't taken care of it, isn't it my fault? I think about this when it comes to the state of the country and people like Joe Biden. Okay, Joe Biden's a corrupt piece of trash communist. Him and his dirtball son should probably be locked in a cage forever. Yeah, we get that. But if you were to take Joe Biden out of the presidency and make him a greeter at Walmart, which is about all he's qualified to do anymore, he would still find a way to be a corrupt piece of trash when he did that, because that's it. That's who he is. He's a corrupt piece of trash. Is it his fault for being that? Or is it the right's fault for not stopping people like that? Shouldn't we have stopped people like that? And keep in mind where we are right now, in such an ugly place as a nation, and the right, our elected representatives in Washington, D.C., still don't seem interested in stopping it. Let's focus on this Hunter Biden stuff here for a minute. Do you know that last week Hunter Biden tried to do the whole plea deal thing, was going to get some cherry deal, and then the judge ends up putting it down. The judge ends up stopping it at the last minute. But why? What happened there? Well, the DOJ was working with, and by all appearances, straight up colluding with Hunter Biden to get Hunter Biden off on a deal. And the worst part is the part nobody's talking about. It's not just that they were trying to get Hunter Biden off with these crimes that they already know he committed. It's that they were trying to get some sort of blanket immunity in there. So, okay, well, this is just all Hunter Biden's crimes we know he committed, and anything else you might find out about. We'll just put all that as part of the deal. That's why the judge sat down, looked at the deal, and just blew the whole thing up. Said, well, what is this? What is this? Hunter Biden is guilty of everything. The Department of Justice tried to get him off from those crimes. Tried to make sure he could walk away scot-free, sweetheart deal. You understand that the Department of Justice is supposed to be a completely separate branch, right? You understand that if the President of the United States of America has a Department of Justice that works entirely on his behalf to excuse his friends and family members, all the while punishing his political enemies, that you already live in a banana republic, just a nice one. While the DOJ has been working hand in hand to get the Biden family out of jail, keep the Biden family out of jail, they've been arresting pro-lifers for being activists, putting school board moms on watch lists, dialing up 8,000 indictments on Donald Trump. You already live in a banana republic. But again, back to what we were talking about with me and the rabbits and why they're still in the yard. Whose fault is it? Here's Kevin McCarthy talking about impeachment.
This is rising to the level of impeachment inquiry, which provides Congress the strongest power to get the rest of the knowledge and information needed. I believe we will follow this all the way to the end, and this is going to rise to an impeachment inquiry the way the Constitution tells us to do this, and we have to get the answers to these questions.
Have to follow it all the way to the end. Okay? Here's Nancy Mace talking about impeachment.
Well, I do believe we are at this point. An inquiry is different from an impeachment vote and is another tool in the toolbox. But I will tell you, every time we walk the plank, we are putting moderate members that won Biden-won districts, we are putting those seats at risk for 2024. We are putting the majority at risk. And it's not just impeachment that does that. Other issues like abortion, et cetera, also put those members on the plank.
2024, that next election. Whoa, let's not impeach. I always got to worry about that next election, right? Here's Rand Paul talking about impeachment.
It's not good for the republic to keep impeaching presidents and indicting presidents. Yeah. All of this stuff is destructive. The other side says, oh, they're for preserving democracy. They're pitting everyone against each other, and they're destroying the fabric of our republic. So I think we have to be careful not to fall into the same trap.
That'd be better than they are. Okay. Let's have a chat here. We're not cleaning up the rabbits. Our side is at fault. We are so full of low-T weenies on our side that they somehow think that we're going to return this country to some sort of norms, that we're going to stop destroying the republic if we don't do the things that they do. We're above that. We're better than them. We have standards, guys. Or the patented GOP line, stop me if you've heard this one before. That's not who we are. That's not who we are, guys. I know that's not who we are. That's why the communist hordes have taken over everything in the country, because we are a bunch of pathetic, spineless, low-T weenies who think this is a friendly game of cribbage instead of a blood sport. But if they're playing a blood sport, we don't get to play cribbage. We have to play the same blood sport. You don't get to decide if you're in a war or not. The enemy decides if you're in a war or not. Oh, it's not good for the republic. Yeah, you're right. It's awful for the republic. That sucks. Oh, well, that's the way it has to be. Joe Biden should have been impeached by the low-T GOP on day one. They shouldn't even waited a week. Day one, impeach him. Jesse, why? They had to gather the evidence. You don't impeach Joe Biden because he's a criminal, although he is. You don't impeach Joe Biden for any other reason than letting the communists know if you do it to our guy, which they will, they've already done it and they'll do it again, we will do it to your guy over and over and over again. Joe Biden should be on his fourth impeachment by now. His fourth impeachment, just to let the other side know, you do it to us, we'll do it worse to you. Now, if you'd like that to stop, then we can lay down our swords and we can stop this endless impeachment stuff. But if you're doing it, I'm doing it. Communists only understand fear and pain. They do not understand returning to norms, what's good for the republic. They don't even know what these words mean. It's like you're talking to one of my rabbits and you're explaining algebra to it. That's how the lack of connection these people have to what those words even mean. I cannot take this naivete anymore. You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.